Wanna learn about prepping, how to survive? Listen what I say, you might get out alive. Well, I'm here. Tell me what you need to know. Well, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the Poppa Prepper Show. Welcome to Poppa Preppers, y'all. Good Friday morning, family. Welcome back to Poppa Prepper. Tommy here. Hope everybody's had a blessed week, productive week. Looking forward to the weekend. It's supposed to rain. It's raining now. It's supposed to rain all weekend, like up to 5-6 inches. It don't matter at this point. What I want to talk to you guys about this morning is something I really realized this spring. You know, like I said, I've always dabbled, in gardening, whatever, flowers, and sometimes I'll grow some tomatoes, a few pepper plants, cucumbers. Every year I grow cucumbers. But this year I went just head first, right into it. Feet first, however you want to look at it. And one thing I quickly realized is if you're just starting out, to make a full-fledged, enough to can you some food, and have a big abundant crop, takes a little bit of change, okay? Most of my stimulus money went to gardening, to buy tools and containers and soil, fertilizer, plants, seeds, grow lights. It added up quickly. And I know, without that stimulus money, I would never have been able to do it. There's no way. But I could have. I just couldn't have bought everything. So I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here, but there's a lot of ways to get into gardening without spending a lot of cash. If you kind of never stop collecting and keeping your eyes open for things, especially just over the winter, you see, you got to look for purpose in everything. And it's not just with a garden, I love to repurpose stuff, If I could take 2 old kitchen chairs and make a sitting bench, I love it. I love repurposing things, recycling things. So, say you've already got your garden in this year or whatever, and next year, you want to go cheaper, and that's my idea for next year. 1 is everything is going to be in raised beds, and 2, I'm going to spend the least amount of money as possible. And I'm going to do that by, starting yesterday, whatever. Any old scrap lumber with any kind of length to it at all, I'm going to snatch it up. Whether it's trash day and somebody's piled it up out by the road to get rid of it, or it's in Marketplace on Facebook, if it's free, I'm going to snatch it up, because that's what I'll be building my raised beds out of. That and galvanized roofing metal, siding, whatever I can find, I'll be using that too. I've got plans in my head. I don't have anything down on paper yet, but I know what I want to do, how I want to do it, and what I need to do it. And containers. If you're wanting to do, if you don't have the room for a garden, but you have a decent sized patio, buckets. You can get free buckets anywhere. A lot of this I realized too late, after I had already purchased several pots, which I didn't really spend a lot on my pots because right at the beginning of growing season I hit the Dollar Tree and they had some huge 5 gallon, I think they were 5 gallon, equivalent to a 5 gallon bucket pots for $1 a piece. I bought a whole stack of 20, so that's not bad for 25 gallon pots, $20. But if you go to like Walmart, Myers, Kroger, a local bakery, anywhere that has frosting buckets or icing buckets, more likely than not they will give them to you. I've heard a couple places they will charge like 50 cents, $1 a piece for them, but for the most part they will gladly give them to you to get them out of your way, or get them out of their way. You can make raised beds out of old tires. Now I know a lot of folks are against that because of chemicals, and I mean that's all legit reasons, but most of the chemicals in tires are released by them being burnt or something like that. Just laying out in the sun is not gonna, and I researched this, I'm not just I'm not trying to steer you wrong, and you can do your own research. But tires break down so slowly, you can use them for raised beds for several years before the chemical the chemical breakdown, everything starts happening that would actually possibly affect your food is going to be years from now. So you can use tires to make raised beds. And you can go as far as painting them, making them look pretty, whatever it is you want to do. But they can be used. Like I'm looking for a couple big tractor tires. I want 2 tractor tires for next year to do my cabbage in. Cabbage and cauliflower. But you can go to any of your local, mom and pop's tire shops, or Big O tires, whatever. They'll let you get them out of the dumpster. Of course, they'll have the sides cut out on one side, but hey, that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Just less work, more top area and less work. And they don't all cut out the sides, but a lot of places will cut the sides out of the tire when they throw them away. Only one side though. So, other containers. Ice cream buckets, like the gallon ice cream buckets, those are plenty big enough to grow any kind of herbs you could want, radishes, little things like that don't have to, have a huge area. Lettuce, did I say lettuce? I think I said lettuce. Spinach, microgreens, whatever it is, you can use ice cream gallon buckets for a lot of different things. What else? Let me think. Gallon jugs. You can cut gallon jugs in half. Use the bottom half to grow your littler vegetables or fruit. I mean, you can grow strawberries and anything at all. You can grow. Excuse me. You can grow strawberries. To make trellises, like for your plants to vine up, or you can use anything from old skids, and you can usually, if you try, you can find them cheap. I do know that Tractor Supply, you got to get them out of their dumpster, but they'll give all of them to you want. You got to catch them. They're hard to catch, but they will give them to you. But people will use those to grow cucumbers, squash, stuff like that, beans. Just a cheap, easy, just things like that. You can use bamboo sticks. You can buy a pack of bamboo sticks for like $2. A pack of like 6 foot long, and I think there's like 6 to a pack, something like that, for like $2 or $3. You can use those and fishing wire or fishing string, fishing line, make trellises all day long. Baler's twine, jute twine, you know, and some lengthy little sticks, saplings. It don't take nothing to make a trellis. You can make a trellis out of literally anything. Um, let's see, what else is there? Soil. Um, you can get a load of good soil for, I mean, if it's your first year gardening, of course you're going to reuse this soil, replenish, you know, re-nourish it and everything every year. So if you was to spend $50 for a load of dirt, soil that you're going to continuously use, that would be a, you know, a good investment. Um, like when I'm done this year, everything in pots, all the dirt, everything I'm going to dump all in. I'm going to have a raised bed made by the end of this fall, and everything that comes out of the containers I've got planted now, I'm going to dump all that soil into that raised bed, and then get some manure, work it in, mulch it, cover it up for the winter, and then I'll have a nice bed, you know, ready to go come spring. But I mean, you're going to reuse the dirt every year as much as you can. So buying a load of dirt is not a bad idea. If you want mulch, you can call your local tree trimming services. They will gladly drop you off a load of mulch wherever you want it in your yard. Now you're going to have to work. You're going to have to spread it out, you know, back and forth with a wheelbarrow, however you want to do it, pickup truck, whatever, you know, because they'll just dump it in one specific area. But they'll give you free mulch all day long. You just got to call them and make it happen. Seeds. Okay, I know a lot of people kind of panicked about seeds this year. Well, it ended up really not being a shortage, but there were some folks that had certain things they couldn't find. A lot of things, okay, they're not going to be heirloom seeds, you know, nothing like that, but you know, if you're hard up, go to the grocery store. You know how many tomato plants you can get out of one tomato? A lot. More than you're going to need. A cucumber, same way. All the cucumbers you could ever want, just buy one. Cantaloupe, watermelon. Of course, you're not going to be able to get like lettuce and stuff like that, seeds, from doing this, but most anything like green beans, any kind of beans, you can do the same thing. Basically, if it has a seed in it in the store, you can take it home, cut it open, get those seeds out of there, and you will have a garden. Like I said, they might, you know, not, they're going to be hybrids and stuff like that, but you know, if you're looking to, you know, self-reliance, to can everything, to, you know, you're wanting to better yourself, that first year, you know, go for it if that's all you can do, you know, because seeds are good. Seeds can be expensive. So if you're on, you know, buying one tomato, one cucumber, you know, stuff like that is a lot cheaper than buying seeds. I mean, straight up. If you're not worried about it, you know, not being heirloom and organic and whatnot, just to get you by, it's simple, you know. I made it a lot harder on myself this year than I had to, but I've learned a lot, and I just want to share that with you guys to hopefully, you know, because I know I'm not the only one. I don't have a thick wallet, you know. Like I said, if it wasn't for the stimulus, a lot of my garden wouldn't happen, you know. I've got, again, looking for scrap lumber because I've got all the windows I need. I will be building a permanent greenhouse, hopefully before winter. It won't be very big. I'm talking like 8 by 10, you know, 8 feet tall. I don't want something monstrous, but I want to be able to have some raised beds in my greenhouse, so if we are forecasted a week of rain, 5 inches of rain, you know, all I gotta do is, you know, open some side windows and water myself, you know, and I'll have water catchment built onto it. Ideally, I'd like to have water catchment set up in it with a self-watering system. If I can figure out how to do that on the cheap, I will make that happen. I'm pretty good at stuff like that, and if I just take the time to sit down and figure it out and draw it out and think about it. But it'll definitely have water catchment regardless. And I will have it high enough to where it'll be gravity fed and, you know, have a water hose and everything right there. But anyway, getting off track. But gardening doesn't have to be, you know, an expensive ordeal. I learned that so fast this year. And as far as, like, you know, keeping the critters out and stuff like that, there's natural ways you can do that. You know, there's a handful of flowers just plant around your garden, you know, and rabbits and stuff, they want, like, what is it, marigolds, snapdragons. I can't remember all of them, but there's certain flowers, you know, rabbits and squirrels and all that, they won't mess with it. They can't stand the smell. I've seen some people, they will use like bamboo rods, and you want to make these about 6 feet tall. You know, place your bamboo so far apart, you know, 6, 7, 8 feet, whatever, around your garden, and then take like 20-pound test fishing line and go all the way around that, and do that, you know, however many, 1.5 feet, 2 feet up each round, and the deer will run into that and they have trouble seeing it, and they won't go through it. But like I said, you're going to want to make it about 6 feet tall so they don't try to jump over it and whatnot. But yeah, deers, if it's, you know, strong enough, taut enough that they, you know, they can feel the resistance and can't see it, they won't go through it. What else is there, guys? I think that's about it. That's about all I had on my mind, really. As far as fertilizers go, that will be, you know, you if you plant it ahead and make your own compost, and if you have chickens, that's a plus. If you have rabbits, big plus. Sheep, goats. Just make sure, you know, read up on hot compost and cool compost. There's a big difference. Like cool compost, right from the rabbit's rear end, you can throw it right on the garden, you know, or right in and work it into your soil. Chickens, it's got to set for at least a year to get a lot of the toxicity out of it, so it don't burn your plants up. And back to keeping the critters out, you know. Ladies, I guess you can do it too if you want, but guys, just whenever you gotta take a leak, just do it, you know, just make your way around the garden each time you go, and that smell will stay there, and it will deter most critters from getting in your garden. What else? I think that's about it, guys. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's about all I got. I mean, I know there's more. I had more in my mind, but a lot of that, I mean, that's a lot of big costs cut at least in half, if not completely free, you know. It just takes trying, you know. Don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed, whatever. You know, if you want to provide food for your family in this way of making a garden, make it happen. Just got to put forth the effort. The resources are there, you just got to find them, guys. Saturday morning, there will not be a Super Savings Saturday because we're going out of town tonight. Mama's taking me to Caesars for the night for my birthday. I ain't taking a bunch of money. I ain't gonna go gambling a bunch of money. Ain't gonna go gambling all night. Nothing like that. We're just getting away for the night. I will be back Saturday, so we will have a Bears Den Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't have anything lined up as far as topic wise, so we might just kind of have a free for all, whatever y'all feel like talking about, and get you some topics in mind. Until then, guys, God bless y'all. I love each and every one of you guys. Until tomorrow night, Papa Prepper out.